Hey all, and welcome to Shadow of Space, and we're commenting on another BCP video. This one is called Liberals Lose Their Minds Over New York Giants quarterback Jaxson Dart Introducing Trump at New York City Republican Rally. This was uploaded May 22nd. This is being recorded May 23rd, and link is in the description.
What's up, what's up, what's up? Yeah.
What's up?
Big Blue Nation, it's a pleasure to be here. I gotta start this off with a Go Big Blue. I'd love it if y'all would follow with me. Go Big Blue, go Big Blue, go Big Blue, go Big Blue. What an honor, what a privilege it is to be here. And without further ado, I'm grateful, I'm honored, I'm pleasured to introduce
didn't really
the
do it.
45th and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump. And I'm proud to be an American where it leads
I see phones. Oh, there he is.
Boy. So, once again, we got to talk about example of how liberals are not very liberal. They're not very loving. They're not very tolerant at all, especially when it comes to celebrities and individuals, athletes who do not align with their political viewpoints. Okay. And that's what we have to talk about here today. Earlier this week, we talked about Drake getting a whole lot of backlash because he did not denounce the White House using his Iceman album to promote ice raids. The woke revolutionaries demanded that Drake come out and say something, and as far as I know, Drake hasn't said anything, right? He has not folded to the mob. He does not need to fold to the mob. Let's hope that the celebrity / athlete that we have to talk about here today, Jaxson Dart, does not fold to the mob, as the mob is upset that he introduced President Trump before his speech in New York. Now, Jaxson Dart is the quarterback for the Giants. I believe last year was his rookie season. Okay, and he is a pretty popular guy, right? Due to the fact that he is the starting quarterback for the New York Giants, and
I believe you, I guess.
upset with this.
Why is it that Jaxson Dart, yes, the second-year quarterback for the New York Giants, is introducing Donald Trump?
What an honor, what a privilege it is to be here. And without
Because they asked him to? Because he said yes? I don't know.
ado, I'm grateful, I'm honored,
Why does anyone do anything?
to
Reasons,
introduce
probably,
the
more than
45th
likely.
and 47th President of the United States of America, President Donald J. Trump.
Like, why? His approval ratings are terrible. Gas is high as hell. He's taken away voting power from black people. But I always say, when people show you who they are, believe them the first time. So if I were y'all, believe him the first time. And this is not very surprising considering John Harbaugh is also a really big Trump fan.
They were fired up about it. I mean, we loved it. We loved meeting President Trump. We loved all of his group. It was awesome. But
I don't get it, but I do at the same time. I mean, they are, but whatever. That's the reason. I'm just glad that it's not my quarterback. Y'all all know Jalen Hurts. He had other engagements for when he won his Super Bowl. His ass didn't even go to the White House. He was like, I got plans. And I love the fact that he has an all-women team around him. So if you need a new team, New York Giants fan, the Eagles, they're always in playoff contention. They always have a chance of winning their Super Bowl. Can't say the same for New York Giants. Bye, y'all.
The Giants quarterback Jaxson Dart just introduced Donald Trump at whatever fucking rally he's at today. And, you know, on draft night, I didn't want to say this out loud because I wanted to give him a chance and an opportunity. And I felt like I was judging him when I didn't have any facts. My assumption, what I didn't say on draft night was, here we go. We got another fucking white boy from Utah. I bet he's a Mormon and whatever. And look, everyone, you can enjoy your religion, whatever. I just...
wow, you sit here and judge people like that, huh? That's okay.
Conversation. The point of this is that I had a feeling that night that he was a Trump supporter. And there was nothing really that backed it up for me. I didn't really have any proof. I just felt it, but I didn't want to judge without knowing any facts. And then he, was posting about Charlie Kirk, which I even saw some absurd Democrats posting about it. So I thought, all right, maybe he's not really, that guy. I'm done. I'm done with Jaxson Dart. I've got, 1 foot out on the Giants. And if your team supports Democrats, please put it in the comments, because I'm pretty sure I'm going to root for another team this year. Between the way the Giants have handled the Steve Tisch thing and
maybe if the Bears really want to leave Chicago, maybe they should come out and publicly say that they support Donald Trump. Turn the city of Chicago against them, and then kind of just force them to leave.
Openly supporting basically a pedophile, and now their quarterback, whoever gave him that advice. Like, the thing is, if you
using the cancel mob to your advantage, being like, well, okay, I guess the people don't want us, so
Donald
see
Trump
ya.
At this point, based on everything that he's done, do it in quiet. You're the starting quarterback for the New York Giants, and your star wide receiver.
Whoa. Why? Do it in quiet? You're posting this, and you're posting it on TikTok. Why should they have to be silent? You're not.
Hates Donald Trump, and he's been very open about that on Twitter. And for you to just disregard any of that, like, whoever gave him that advice that was a good idea to go do that thing is idiotic. And I have talked about the Trump curse before, and
he should do what he wants, right?
Telling you right now,
he should be free to do what he wants.
Giants. It is coming for the Giants this year between John Harbaugh being pro-Trump and now Jaxson Dart. It's over for us. Our season's done.
Yeah, so we've seen this playbook over and over and over again, right? Like, we've seen this before. Celebrity, Hollywood actor, athlete, doesn't matter who it is, if they speak out on politics and it is aligned with the Democrat Party, aligned with liberals, is totally fine, is totally okay, right? That's good, okay? You should do that, right? But if it's not aligned with liberals, right? If it's pro-Trump, then they should not do that, right? It's a problem. They openly admit out loud that they're giant hypocrites when it comes to this issue, right? So again, I'm not really surprised to see this.
No.
Right thing, but I think use your platform.
See, and of course, from everyone's favorite people
that agree with them. I actually do think you have an obligation. I think we are at a crisis point in this country. I think democracy is participatory. I think when you have a platform, that means you have an outsized voice. And when you have a platform, I think that you have a responsibility to speak up about what's going on in this country. In my view,
when you have a platform, you have an outside voice. What does that mean? I don't.
Silence is complicity.
And every minute,
we need every single ally to speak out.
Every day we get
closer. Oh yeah, because they were saying this about the Trump thing.
We're about to
see, but you hear it in her language. We need every single ally. That's not free speech.
Lose it. I think that people don't seem to understand what's going on.
But if I may say, okay, A, Billy Bob Thornton's one of my favorite actors. I'm never going to say a bad word about him, starting with that. But B, a lot of this table criticized George Clooney when he wrote his Biden op-ed.
Flashback.
President Biden is fighting right now for his political future. Yeah. A Democratic National Committee chair,
because he did write about
Harrison.
How?
I know, Harrison, of course, is still in Biden's corner, but he's losing more high-profile support. George Clooney wrote an op-ed piece in the New York Times claiming that after he saw Biden's condition at the recent fundraiser, he doesn't think he's up for the gig. George Clooney. Couldn't he tell him that in person, for God's sakes? He has to write an op-ed piece. And Obama's former speechwriter, Jon Favreau, claims he's not the only one. Watch.
Every single person I talked to at the fundraiser thought the same thing, except for the people.
I mean, why are you getting upset? See, like, why would you continue to push him if he's having problems? If he truly isn't up to another 4 years, then why do you continue to parade him around like he can? That isn't doing him any favors.
Working for Joe Biden, or at least they
It
didn't
isn't
say
doing
that.
him any favors, and it isn't doing you any favors because you continue to back a candidate that you don't actually support.
But I remember my
Just,
wife Emily turned to me after the fundraiser and said, "What are we
it doesn't
gonna
make any
do?"
sense.
I mean, and I said, "Well, there's a debate in a week. Either he'll do well in the debate, and we'll think, well, he was just tired because he flew all the way back from Europe, and that'll be that, or he'll be like this at the debate, and then the whole country will be talking about it."
Wake up, America. Wake up, Democrats. It's time to stiffen your spines and knock your knees and be for your president. Because of a 90-minute debate, we throw all of that away? Come on, folks. Focus on what is important.
People don't even, I don't think they understand what's at stake yet. I really don't. When you see that these two people, Trump, the convicted felon, is neck and neck with a man who actually saved the economy. The World Bank said last month that the U.S. economy under Biden is boosting up the entire global economy right now. Why doesn't George Clooney mention that in his op-ed piece? I'm mad at George Clooney right now, even though we dated.
Very, very, very
We're like Atlas, and we are holding the entire world on our backs. That isn't a good, as much as that might inflate your ego, that's not a good position to be in.
say this. I don't like that George Clooney did this. I don't like that George Clooney...
It carries a tremendous weight of responsibility that I doubt either of you five at this table could possibly actually bear.
This dirty laundry to the world. I think that these conversations are happening. I think they should be happening because our democracy is at stake, but they should be happening privately with the...
Yeah. So apparently liberal logic is use your platform when it's beneficial towards the Democrat Party, right? When it aligns with the far left.
If you're an ally. If you're not an ally, then you should keep your mouth shut.
Liberal agenda. Use your platform, right? Speak up. Get involved. You can't sit on the sidelines. But when it comes to everybody else, right? If you're a celebrity, if you're an athlete, right? If you have a platform, you're a famous person, if you're influential, if you do not align with the Democrat Party, then you must shut the hell up and stay out of politics, right? Stay out of politics, even if you're doing it in your own spare time, right? That's essentially the message that the left is trying to send to Jaxson Dart here, okay? And I want to continue the coverage of this campaign rally. I think this actually was done on behalf of Mike Lawler, who is facing a tough challenge out in New York. So Trump is there campaigning on his behalf. And yeah, I mean, Jaxson Dart introduced the president, and clearly the president had some pretty funny things and complimentary things to say about Jaxson Dart. Like, for example, apparently Trump thinks that Jaxson Dart is a future Hall of Famer.
I want to thank Jaxson Dart. This is going to be a future Hall of Famer in my book.
Yeah, thanks for
Thank you, Jaxson. Great.
Not having the thunder thighs comment.
And a very
Appreciate
special hello to a place that I really do love. It's called New York. We got to straighten this place out.
Yeah. Mandami's definitely not going to do that. Hochul is not going to do that.
Good luck with that.
So let's hope that the president continues to distance himself from Mandami and the disaster that he's creating out in New York City. Apparently, Trump also thinks that Jaxson Dart is a beautiful guy.
Like, I'm looking at Jaxson. I'd like to know, is there any woman in the audience that thinks they can tackle that guy? Because I'd like to meet you.
Oh.
I'd like to shake your hand. I don't know. Jaxson, you think you could play against women okay? Do you think you'd have any problem? I don't think so. But don't get involved, Jaxson. Don't get involved, Jaxson. Don't answer that question. No, I'm looking at the legs. He's this beautiful guy. He's got legs like tree trunks. This is not a good thing for women. This would not be good. No, it's no good.
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're talking about.
Well, see, no, he is talking about if he were to transition into a woman and play in women's sports, he would cause a lot of physical harm.
Obviously, when it comes to athletics, yeah, probably not good for women, right? We talk about competing against women. But maybe in some other aspects, right?
But
as a dude.
At the same time, they also say that all that it takes to be a woman is to identify. So, yes, for all intents and purposes, he could identify as a woman and participate in women's athletics.
Having strong legs, right, a strong upper body, probably is a good thing, right, for women, to be honest with you, if you catch my drift. But yeah, I mean, this is just classic Trump. Okay, classic Trump. And of course, liberals are losing their minds here, right? This guy, Joel D. Anderson, says, "We may consider it unfair to ask our young black athletes to engage in politics or consider or participate in a boycott, but best believe the other side don't feel that way." John O'Brien says, "What a disgrace to the Giants and New York. Jaxson Dart is a handmaiden to the racist lunatic in the White House."
Okay.
This guy says, "Nobody should be surprised by Jaxson Dart being a Trump de-eater. It's just insane his people in the Giants allowed him to do this." John Rocha says,
Why? Dylan Mulvaney got some sort of award from Joe Biden. Why is this a problem? Whoops.
"I bet you are pleasured, meathead. I'm old enough to remember Colin Kaepernick being run out of the NFL by a bunch of colluding owners for calling out police brutality. But future concussion candidate Jaxson Dart gets to slurp his orange daddy and stay in the league." Yeah. I mean, I'm trying to figure out why are liberals...
Can't this future concussion candidate, can't this also apply to black people that play the sport? Isn't this derogatory of all football players? I don't get it.
Surprised that a straight white Christian man is conservative, right? Or a Trump supporter. If you're straight, good looking, tall, white, Christian in the NFL, right, rich, why would you be liberal, right? I'm trying to figure out what is the logical argument for somebody like Jaxson Dart to be liberal. Why? Right? I think his buddy, Cam Scataboo, I think that's his name. I think that's how you pronounce it. I guarantee you he's not liberal either.
No idea.
I'm just saying, to me, it doesn't make sense why any straight man, period, would be liberal. And especially an athlete, right? I mean, if you're an athlete, you're making millions of dollars, why would you be liberal, right? In a state like New York, I mean, this guy is getting taxed out of the ass. I feel like in his situation, a vote for Republicans is a vote for his own financial well-being, right? Well, I'm just looking out for myself financially.
Hold on. We're back.
I mean, that's $1 million vote, right? Seriously, we're talking about millions of dollars in taxes, potentially, when it comes to these athletes. Yeah, right? Like, if voting for one party could possibly save me millions of dollars in taxes, right? I'm going to vote for that party. Sorry, right? In fact, I might do what Jaxson Dart is doing right now and introduce the president of the United States who's a part of that party, okay? So if Democrats have an issue with smart athletes that are looking out for their financial well-being, like Jaxson Dart, introducing the president, maybe, just maybe, they should change some of their policies, right? Maybe they should not make it so
but when you think that Republicans are Nazis, then all you see is a white guy pledging his allegiance to the white dominant power structure.
Financially unattractive to be a Democrat or a liberal. I'm just saying, a lot of this is old Democrats. They get mad because you have certain people who want to protect themselves, right? Who believe in common sense.
Also, what is the similarity between calling out police brutality and introducing the president at a conference? One is making a very overt political statement. The other one is doing what he did, which is just saying, "Hi everyone, happy to be here, hope you're having a good time. Here's Donald Trump." I don't...
Right, who, again, don't want to be taxed into a
one of them is expressing your actual political opinion about an issue. The other one is having 5 minutes to say whatever you want before the main speaker comes out and addresses the audience, which he used that time to literally try to start a chant for his team that none of them really seem to do.
They don't want more than half of their income taken by the government to give to people who don't.
It's outrage culture. It's something for people to be mad about.
Yeah, maybe change your policy.
I don't know why it mattered.
Maybe that will help. And then you got takes like this.
They're more mad that this guy introduced Donald Trump at a rally in New York than the fact that Donald Trump was in New York and was giving a rally.
Guys trying to pretend as if this is some type of distraction. You know, if he doesn't perform well, then people are going to look at this and say he's embracing his celebrity lifestyle.
Jaxson Dart is going to have to learn how to say no at some point, because he is living the life of a guy that has already accomplished a lot in the NFL, whether that's MVPs, whether that's Super
Is he?
Bowls, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm telling you, that is great while it's great. Mm-hmm. But if you come out of the gate 1-3 and you've got 7 picks and 2 touchdowns, it's going to backfire on you. And the fans will turn on you very quickly. So again, great opportunity. I think you say yes to it.
Well, then that's what happens. And you either have to get better or you have to find something else to do.
Because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to introduce a president at an event like that. So I'm not knocking the kid for doing it, but he is acting like he has already accomplished something.
How? What in his actions would indicate that?
In the NFL, and we all know this, the NFL will humble you in a New York City second if you're not ready for it. And I'm just a little concerned that Jaxson Dart is now living the life of a superstar, and he hasn't quite earned it just yet.
I don't.
Wow.
Well, I don't get it.
I'm not entirely sure what you're supposed to do in order to earn the opportunity to introduce the president. I'm not sure who is supposed to be the judge of that, right, of those qualifications. But
see again, how do you even know it was his decision? How do you know it wasn't the coach or whoever owns the team who just picked arbitrarily at random, you're going to go do this? Asked him first. He said yes. It could have been any of them. Any of them could have said no.
According to this guy,
no, he's embracing a celebrity lifestyle. What does that mean?
Jaxson Dart isn't a Hall of Famer yet, right? He's not Tom Brady yet. He hasn't really earned the right to introduce the president. I don't know what these people are getting at, right? But what I do know is that this is not.
I think they're implying that he might not be as good as he thinks he is. So he shouldn't be like trying to elevate himself to this position if he can't perform. But again, like
Kaepernick thing, right? People want to compare this to Kaepernick. Oh, people are upset with Kaepernick, but they're okay.
I don't get
with
it. I never get it.
Jaxson Dart is not kneeling, right? He's not disrespecting the national anthem. He's not doing it while he's on the playing field, right? There's a difference. Kaepernick was doing it while he was on the playing field, right? He was being an activist on the playing field. That is an actual distraction. What Jaxson Dart is doing is not a distraction. This is him introducing the president in his own off time, right? This is off season. He's allowed to do whatever he wants to do. He can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? He can introduce the president and then go out and, do some drills later, right? Or he can do some drills in the morning and then introduce the president later. It's fine, right? People
this doesn't matter.
He's distracted and he shouldn't be doing this, and this is gonna come back to bite him in the butt. It's like I don't know what people are getting at here.
I mean,
right?
is it off season? Like,
Are athletes supposed to, not have any opinion on politics? And here's the thing. Again, he's not doing this on the field. This is in his own off time.
Well, see, again, you can't say that you believe in free speech, and then when he gives his opinion about something, say, you can't say that. You either want people, regardless of whether they're educated about the opinions, to be able to speak on the issues, or you don't. This is democracy. You either want someone who knows absolutely nothing about the issues to be able to go into that voting booth and vote, or you don't. Like,
in the off season, it's not during the season, it's in the off season. He's, living his life. He's introduced to the president. It's a great opportunity. People should be happy for the guy, right? But because we live in a country of Trump deranged lunatics,
no,
they're gonna go after Jaxson Dart. They're gonna try to cancel him, right?
Yeah, well,
they're gonna try to run him out of town.
That's what they do.
As soon as he starts playing bad, right, or if he doesn't have, the perfect game, okay, these people gonna say, "See, this is happening because he introduced Trump because he's a MAGA guy," right? That's what they're gonna say. And I just could not imagine living my life like that, right? Could anybody imagine being a liberal and letting stuff like this hurt your feelings, right? Getting mad about stuff.
I mean, you see it with trans people. The whole argument for being trans is that if they do too many things that align themselves with their sex, then they will become so psychologically distraught that they will kill themselves. Like, these are not emotionally well-adjusted people.
Like this, it's really pathetic. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and...
Which, I mean, just might not be mean to say, and I guess might not be true, but at the same time, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why this mattered. Like, people that weren't going to watch him are commenting about how they don't like him. Like, I don't know. Right? I guess that's the thing, is that they get a say too. That's sort of the problem, is as much as you don't like the fact that they're saying it, they still have the right to say it. So, I don't know.